Sige. Again, good morning. And let's talk about this man, which is Miguel de Cervantes Saavedra. And a while ago, we are talking about some preview and some backgrounder on the time of Spanish in the Philippines. Hmm. Let's talk about history, about Spaniards or the Spanish colonization in the Philippines. We have been under the regime and the government of Spain in almost 333 years. Upon realizing that years, it's too long is I say too long because it's 100 years. There are 4 or 5 generations that is already passed. Mm. We are talking about generation. Maybe it is from the great 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 grandfather. There is this Spaniards. They experience Spanish colonization. During the time of Spaniards, we suffered. But amidst that suffering, we learned lots of things, even our religion. Christianity, Catholicism came from the idea of the Spanish. Even that, it is a treasure that left behind in the Philippines. And not only that, our culture, our beliefs, in our traditions are mostly inclined in those Spanish ways. Understood? That's the time. And Miguel de Saavedra or Miguel de Cervantes Saavedra is concerned about these times because he is once a soldier. He became a voyager. He fought for battle. He is one of the soldiers during the time. Miguel de Cervantes Saavedra. And why is it he wrote this novel or book entitled Adventures of Don Quixote de la Mancha? Let's get to know him why. Okay? Are you ready? Are you still there?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, let's proceed. When people think of Spanish literature, they may be able to mention one author because Miguel de Cervantes Saavedra is one of those notable writers in these times. Even today, Miguel de Cervantes Saavedra is commonly known because of his good works or great works, not only Adventures of Don Quixote. Understood? When someone asks you about Spanish literature, they might say that, Spanish literature is about Miguel de Cervantes Saavedra, and it's about this novel and so on and so forth. This man was the author of Don Quixote, or the novel of Don Quixote. Don Quixote is the title and also the character in this novel. Okay, this magnificent novel probably had not been read by you or these individuals. Even me. I'm not familiar with this during my high school years, but upon the discussion, upon the report of my teacher in English, I, I, I am I am enticed with the beauty of the story Don Quixote. I was inspired then, and I want to learn more about history, about this novel. Understood? That's it. And some people perhaps only even know how, of such a novel because of highly successful musical called Man from La Mancha. Even this one, I don't know this play, this musical play inspired in the story of the novel written by him. In Spain, Man from La Mancha as a musical play was popular and popularized from a book. Understood? And also, we have these characters, Don Quixote, Sancho Panza, and many more that we will be talking later on these slides. Understood? And that's the overview of Spain, of this author. And he is really related to Spanish literature. If people ask you, they will say this author and his work for sure. Okay, let's have this life of Miguel de Cervantes. Miguel de Cervantes was born in 1547 in the town of Alcalá de Henares. That's the place. That's the birthplace, rather, of Miguel de Cervantes Saavedra. Remember, it's 1547. 1547. And
So old.
yeah, it's too old. Philippines is not yet colonized by Spain or the Spanish. Not yet. Opo. Remember, the Cavite Mutiny was in 1898 or 1987. Sorry, 1897. We are talking about 1800s. Ito, this one, he lived during the 1500s. Understood? It's 1500s. And we Filipinos are not yet colonized and we are not yet civilized, as I say. Civilized, it means people are educated. We have this form of government. We have this monetary. We have this, I think we have this culture. That time, we have the beliefs, especially the animism. Our ancestor, Filipino ancestor, our form of religion is animism. We believe and we praise, we glorify stone, we glorify the sun, even mountain, even the air. That's animism. Christianity is not yet in the Philippines. Then upon the arrival, we do have this established religion na, which is Christianity. Understood? Oh, it's 1500s. I'll just go back. That's the time when Miguel de Cervantes was born in the town of Alcalá de Henares in Spain yan, in Spain. And then before he became a soldier, before this line, Miguel de Cervantes studied and also he pursued his schooling because his father was a doctor. Understood? His father was a doctor. He is a surgeon. It is a itinerant surgeon. An itinerant surgeon is a surgeon who is with the soldier or with this army. These are the army who went to a certain place to colonize or to fought in some battles. Understood? That's itinerant surgeon. Surgeon means the one who is operating, who is good in operations. Understood? And then in that time, during in Spain, they have this also called enlistment. Opo. If you are in the proper age to become a soldier, you should enlist yourself as one of the soldier. Just like this tradition and culture in Korea, especially North and South Korea, they have this enlistment if they are in the age of 21 or until 30, they could enlist themselves. Understood? To be part of the army, to become a soldier, to train. Understood? Well, by that time in Spain, men are obliged to become a soldier. Women are not. They are just in the neighborhood. They are just plain wife, because during that time they need human resources. They became wives, just like yeah, sorry ha if I say this word, yung inaanakan lang
Kailang
sila. Understood? Inaanakan lang sila for them to have enough human or people in their country.
opo,
And
sir.
then,
Gets ko po.
yes, and once there is a man, it is entitled to become a soldier. Understood? In the year 1570 in Italy, Miguel de Cervantes became this soldier. He enlisted himself as as a soldier, and then after a year, they go to Lepanto to fought some and the people there to colonize the country. Understood? And then during that time, during the Battle of Lepanto, which it took over 3 years, the Battle of Lepanto took over 3 years. And then during the time of endless battle, he lost his left hand,
Left
or
hand.
the use of his left hand. It means his left hand is no longer functioning. It is no longer, there is disability. Once a soldier became disabled to some things, he is not um, is not required to become a soldier anymore because he is disabled already. I know you're getting the logic. Why? You need
Yes,
to
sir.
you need to
Because
okay,
he is useless to the war.
correct, because he is
Because he
useless
lost
to the
his left hand. It's no
correct.
use to hold a gun or a rifle.
Correct. That's right, 30. I hope you're getting in some of your classes also getting the point of this. And then he is required to return to Spain. He needs to go back. He is needed to go back to Spain because you're useless. You're no longer you don't do anything. Yun lang. And then in their sail, while they are sailing, returning back to Spain, there are these pirates. These are Algerian pirates. These are Turkish pirates. And pirates are good in battle, especially on the sea or on the ocean or on the water. Understood? They are good ambushing people, ambushing ships, the Vikings, and many more. Understood? During their sail, going back to Spain, they were captured. They were ambushed by these Algerian pirates. And then what happened? Pirates are getting the goods, the food, the treasure, and even human resources. They are getting it. Understood? They
Yes,
are,
sir.
yeah, they are getting these people to become slaves. Understood? And then this number of people are um, they are being sold to other country. They are being sold to other, yeah, to other country, and also to their own land, which is Spain, for ransom. For example, in every head, you must pay like this. You must pay like that, for these people or your people. Understood? And then during their enslavement, they attempted to escape 3 times, but it is never a success. It's never a success. They don't escape in those times. Understood? Okay, I hope you're
Yes.
getting it. Okay. And then after the ransom of the Spain to these people, to these Spaniards, yan, their troubles are doesn't end there. Understood? Their bad omen doesn't end there. Na, yeah, they are useless. They became slaves. Okay, they've been ransomed, but it doesn't end there because especially Miguel de Cervantes. After he returned to Spain, he became a tax collector. That's not indicated on the slide. Kindly jot it down. He became a tax collector. When we say tax collector, this is the one who is getting the taxes or the tariffs coming from the people. Taga-singil lang buwis. That is a tax collector. And then during his work, or during that time he is doing as a tax collector, he is not honest. Miguel de Cervantes Saavedra was not honest because he is falsifying bookkeeping records. Especially, we are talking about money. Understood? We are talking about treasure of Spain. It is fraud, and it is, do you call that? Corruption. Understood? That's why Miguel de Cervantes was in jailed twice. Why is it, sir, twice? Why did Miguel de Cervantes go out in the first attempt, or in the first sentence? Because Miguel de Cervantes, or the father, is very influential. Understood? The father of Miguel de Cervantes is influential. That's the reason why. And then during that time he is imprisoned, this man, Miguel de Cervantes, he started writing his novel, his other literary pieces. Not only the adventure of Don Quixote, but there are lots of great work written by him. And then during the time he wrote the adventure of Don Quixote, he began to achieve this success. It is around 1606. Then he is already 60 years old then. That's it. Miguel de Cervantes was very popular in Spain because of that notable great work of him. That's it. And then Miguel de Cervantes' work, which is The Adventure of Don Quixote, and run and published into 2 volumes. There are 2 books. The first volume and the second volume of same title, The Adventure of Don Quixote. But it is continued after the first volume. After a decade, he published again the second volume. 1605 was the publication of the first volume, and 1615 is the second volume. And then after the publication of the second volume, after a year, he died. He died on April 23, 1616, which is the same day that William Shakespeare died. Mm. Two of the greatest writers in the era, or in the golden age, especially William Shakespeare. It is the golden age of um, Greek, Greece. Understood? It's the golden age of Europe. And also one is Miguel de Cervantes. They died the same, or in the same day. Okay? And this is the book published by, or this is the first volume of Miguel de Cervantes Saavedra's book entitled El Ingenioso Hidalgo, Don Quixote de la Mancha. Yan. Published in two volumes, as I said a while ago. It is the most influential work, especially in the Spanish Golden Age, because of this fiction. When we say fiction, it is not real. Yes, it is based from experience and the feeling, but it is created only in the mind. It is not. It was not happen in reality. Understood? That's fiction. Okay. Not only this book was popularized, upon the publication of Don Quixote, it also inspired other artists, not only readers, not only these writers, mga poets, and many more, but also some artists, just like this visual artist in the name of Pablo Picasso. As you can see, this is a painting. It is so simple, but it speaks more. It speaks the meaning of the story, which is the same title of the painting, which is Don Quixote. This painting was drawn in 1955. In 1955, and includes the Spanish literary figure Don Quixote and the squire Sancho Panza and the horse Rocinante. Later, we will have the main characters. And then this one was published in France as a celebration of the 350th anniversary of the publication of the first volume of the novel. I hope you're still there. Are you still with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Sige, let's proceed. And here are the main characters. You'll get to know these main characters first, but we have the secondary characters in the story. But these are the most highlighted characters that you need to know and you need to understand. Okay, the first character is Alonso Quijano, or the so-called Don Alonso Quijano, or Don Quixote itself. Understood? He is Don Quixote. Ito, that one on the picture. That's Don Alonso Quijano. Oh, if your name has Don on it, it means you are wealthy. You are you are rich, a noble. Understood? Oh, we can conclude that Alonso Quijano is a wealthy man because he has the ranch, he has the horse, he has this house, beautiful house. He has the housekeeper, may katulong. Mm. He lived with his niece and a housekeeper alone. Mm. In the years of Don Alonso Quijano, during in the story, he is just reading and reading and reading books, especially books of chivalry. When we say books of chivalry, these are a genre of a book in which it is entitled to have the character of a knight. When we say knight or being a knighthood, being a soldier, that's it. He is fond of reading those books, the adventure of different knights, and many more. Understood? That's it. That's Alonso Quijano. Next, how about Sancho Panza? Sancho Panza is the squire. Well, squire of this Don Alonso Quijano. When we say squire, it means this is a sidekick, or do you call that yeah, sidekick, subordinate, or there is a certain word for this. A sidekick, parang ganon. If Batman has a sidekick in the name of Robin, that is Sancho Panza. Robin is like Sancho Panza, who serves as the squire of Don Quixote. And Sancho Panza was with Don Alonso during their adventure. Understood? The thinking of this man, Sancho Panza, is realistic. Yeah, he is uneducated. He didn't receive anything in our schooling. That's why he got fooled by Don Quijano in the story. If you are interested in the story, later. Okay, let's proceed. How about Rocinante? Rocinante is the horse. He is the skinny horse. When we say skinny horse, payatot. Too skinny horse. Rocinante was given the name given by Don Alonso to his horse. Understood? And then this one, Aldonza Lorenzo. Aldonza Lorenzo is an imaginary lady fair or lady love of Don Alonso Quijano or Don Quixote. She was she was an imagination of Don Quixote in the story. She was not present, physically present on the novel because it is just an imagination of Don Alonso. Understood? And then we have this, and he named Aldonza Lorenzo as Dulcinea del Toboso. That's the name given by Don Quijano to this imaginary lady, Dulcinea del Toboso, my lady fair, my lady love. That's it. I hope you're getting it. And then we have these adventures. We'll be discussing that on the next days. What is the adventure of Don Quixote? That's it. Do you know? Okay, upon looking on this picture, you, it will, you will know something. Just like Jose Rizal, in the Philippines, we have this Plaza Rizal. In Spain, they have this Don Quixote and Sancho Panza statues, and also a statue of or monument of the writer Miguel de Cervantes in their Plaza de España in Madrid. That's it. As you can see, this is Cervantes, and this is Don Quixote, this is Sancho Panza, this is Rocinante, and the donkey. Yeah, Sancho Panza was ridden by a donkey in the story. Okay, let's proceed. And the story influenced some things in us. We have this word quixotic and the phrase tilting at windmills. Those are the influences right now. Understood? Sige, I'll stop sharing my screen because I am through discussing it. I hope you get the story and the biography. Kindly